Hi everyone. This is just going to be a quick how to set up your system for GRPGA. So we'll start with the main Foundry screen. You start with Game Worlds is where it comes up to. If you need to update your software, you know how to do that. Configuration is all very private, so you can deal with that on your own. Always make sure that you've updated your modules. I just did mine. You check for compatibility risks, so I'm using Foundry 0.88, and this one that I like to use a lot, is only good for 0.79 at the moment. So I'm not able to use it. You check your game systems and make sure that they're up to date, and then in we go. And come to the system settings. First, you probably want to determine which modules you're going to be using and which you're not. I'm leaving it all off for the moment, because it has nothing to do with what we're up to. And then you go into configure settings. There are some new ones. You can configure your default token settings here. I'm not exact. Anyway, disable game canvas is a new one. I don't like chat bubbles. I definitely don't like anything that yanks my screen away from what it is that I'm dealing with at the time. I always like to left click to release objects, and I set my maximum frame rate to about 30, and that seems to help make things smoother when you've got people with bad internet. I disable all of these for much the same reason, except for this one with the anti-aliasing for not really sure what it does, but it doesn't seem to hit performance, and it might help. Anti-aliasing tends to make things easier to read. Module settings. I have no modules, so there are no settings. System settings. Okay, this is really important for GRPGA because it runs so many different game systems. So you have to make sure that the settings are set for the one that you're actually playing. We're going to choose the Against the Dark Master rule set. A new setting here is how ranks are counted in systems that count ranks. The one for Against the Dark Master is this: 10 5s, then 10 2s, then the rest are 1s. So that means that for the first 10 ranks, each rank counts as 5 points. For the next 10, they count as 2 each, and all the ones after that count for 1 point each. The default setting is all ranks count for 1 point for when we're using things like D&D skill points or whatever, where they're 1 for 1, more or less, or it's just a setting that is kind of neutral. The rest of these are for various different flavors of Iron Crown Enterprises Rollmaster family. All of the ones that I could find. I hope I'm not missing any. Different patterns. Anyway, we're going to choose the Against the Dark Master version. This shouldn't matter very much. I think it's kind of broken at the moment anyway. And definitely don't turn this one on, because I know that that one's broken. It's something to do with the upgrade to Foundry 0.8. It does something strange for my migration and those whole settings, and broke it, and I haven't been able to figure it out yet. 2d10 plus initiative, that sounds like an Iron Crown thing. Against the Dark Master is straight initiative values. People who are playing Against the Dark Master or any of those D100 games from Iron Crown may wish to, when they roll their attacks, have the attack automatically roll the critical roll at the same time. A lot of people don't like to do that, so that's why there's a system setting for it. And I'm learning to be happy with it the other way. So I'm leaving that turned off. So I have to roll my own criticals. I'm not going to bother with these. These are more or less for me to show test data and show the hooks. Those two things together make the development tools console show a lot more information about things that have gone wrong. So if things seem to be not working, you might want to check those, open up the dev tools and see if you've got any error messages. When I'm playing, I definitely use the Four Amigos house rules. That's my own gaming group. And there are a few things in there that tweak settings in a different direction than the standard. So that's it. We save. It should probably restart, and then we're good to go. Just going to clear that, which I should have cleared before. And that's really it for the system settings to get you started. No, it's not. I guess I'll edit that part out, or maybe not. If you're playing against the Dark Master, then you're going to need all of the tables. But first, you're going to need the Against the Dark Master PC template. So import that in amongst all the rest of this stuff, because that's where you start building all of your characters, is from that one template. You don't want to start from scratch. Back to the compendia. Maybe the bestiary. You definitely want these. Let me see if I've already got them. I don't. So if you're going to have combat, then you absolutely need this entire compendium. So you import those. Oh, right. These won't fold because I don't have those modules installed. I don't need those. I have a whole bunch of different stuff here. We don't need any of these except for, we don't need any of the items because you can import or drag directly from a compendium onto your actor. So that's not a problem. Journal entries, however, you definitely want to have a look at this one. And you'll want to import it. So right-click, import all content, yes. You definitely want the attack and critical tables. And I am just going to make sure by deleting those ones, adding these ones to make sure I got all the latest ones from the set that I just updated. And you probably want to get into that pattern yourself. All the miscellaneous tables need to be imported. The spell description journals, those need to be imported. And the spell lore journals need to be imported. Otherwise, when you click on things, they won't be able to find the journals that you're looking for. Also, macros for GRPGA. This one's kind of more of for interest, the get token data. Changing light conditions is kind of fun, and we'll deal with that one in a later video. And then declaring actions. That's important if you want to be doing combat against the Dark Master. So now we'll have a look at the documentation quickly. So this shows you how the declare action macro works. Very handy. And these are my Four Amigos house rules. And more of them with interrupt resolution. I like combat to be a little bit crunchier. Alright, but this one here. So this has a web page user guide, which is opening in a separate window using Foundry as a web engine, a web server. And it's really just for display and testing as a concept. There are going to be more links to my videos on YouTube, which we'll put in here. And then finally there's this one, which is what I've been working on. It's a PDF file that has basic descriptions of how everything works. And it has the general, and then it goes on to system-specific stuff. Covers all the D20 differences, a little bit on 3D6, except that is the core. That's what I started with. If it says nothing here yet, then I haven't done that one yet. This is way behind because I've done a fair bit of work about that in the last couple of weeks. And I'm starting to work on the Against the Dark Master one, but obviously haven't gone below that point. So there's some stuff in here, all the general stuff of what things are and explanations and so on are there in text, so you don't need to watch the video. And that is about the setup for GRPGA to get it going. Make sure you do those steps whenever you're updating. You'll want to check the change logs in the code, or simply hedge your bets and delete all of the journals and then re-import them every time you update GRPGA. It won't hurt anything, and you'll always have the latest stuff. Thanks very much. Cheers.